Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to one of the embassies. Recently, you saw me in the Orgrimmar embassy, unlocking the Volpera. Well, now we are here in Stormwind, at the Stormwind embassy, because it is time once again to unlock another allied race. I finally, I finally did the grind, finished it off, and got the. I even had the contract here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. The contract to help me get rep with the Proudmoore Admiralty because we are. So just to kind of help recap, I have unlocked the Dark Iron Dwarves, the Lightforged Draenei, the Void Elves, and now we're going to unlock the Kul Tirans and the Mechanomes. Maybe I'll get to someday. The Kul Tirans. This one was pretty involved in terms of unlocking. You had to get exalted with the Proudmoore Admiralty. You had to get the achievements, A Nation United, which is basically do all the questing in Kul Tiras, and then do the scenario where you go free Jaina from the island from Gorak Tul. Then you had to do the war campaign up till the quest where you have to do the Battle of Dazar'lor raid. So once you do all of that and get exalted, then you can be able to unlock the Kul Tirans. So, how do they play? Kul Tiras was founded by fearless explorers who sailed uncharted waters in search of adventure. As a key member of the Alliance of Lordaeron, the Kul Tiran Navy dominated the seas of Azeroth with its legendary fleet. So, Haymaker, smash your opponent, stunning and knocking them back. Jack of all trade skills are increased. Rime of the Ancient Mariner, resistant to frost and nature damage. Child of the Sea, swim faster and hold your breath longer underwater. Brush it off, increases versatility and heals a portion of the damage that you take. So, yeah, sounds pretty good, and they have some interesting class choices. I already know exactly what they're going to be, and I've already said what they're going to be in my Alliance Demon Hunter playthrough, which, of course, this is the character that we've been doing that on, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Hey, Asa, how you doing, sweetie?
It's good to see you.
Are you curious about how the Kul Tirans joined the Alliance? It was assumed that Kul Tiras would join the Alliance after everything that was done to stabilize their nation. Lady Jaina Proudmoore wanted to cement the allegiance by building King Anduin a ship worthy of the Kul Tiran Navy. She wished to help in finding the best shipwright in Kul Tiras, Dorian Atwater. It wouldn't be easy, as Dorian was retired. It all began with a trip to see Cyrus in Borealis Harbor. I like how she's basically saying this to me as if she's telling me the story of how the Kul Tirans joined the Alliance, as opposed to, hey, so something's going on, we need you to go check that out. You know, basically send me on my way. But no, she's like, this is how it happened. It's kind of cute that they're doing it that way. And of course that's from Asa. Because, you know, a Pandaren. Because of course they would just be like, let me tell you the story of how this happened. Alright. Let's just fly back to the portal. This will give me another chance to show you another up-top view of Stormwind. Blackrock Mountain right there in the background. If you want to farm Blackrock Mountain, it's so much easier to do on Alliance characters. Like if you're wanting to get some of those tier 1 and tier 2 sets, or, you know, if you're wanting to get some, you know, not even just from those raids, you know, Blackwing Lair and Molten Core, but if you're wanting to, you know, get some of the other stuff from the dungeons there, yeah. Alliance characters it's really easy for Alliance characters to do that because it's literally right next door. As Horde characters, you have to get either on Stranglethorn or you have to take the Dark Portal and Outland. Yeah. It's a little involved. Oh, hold on a second. Got to grab my bottle of water before doing this. Always gotta have a bottle of water handy. Whether you're playing WoW or whether you're creating videos of WoW. Especially with the amount of out loud reading I do with the quest dialogue and such. This usually happens when I first boot up the game. I had my character sitting in the embassy overnight, prepped. I finished getting exalted last night. I looked at the clock and I was like, this is a little too late to do tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. So I booted up the game and basically started hitting the record button. And when I usually first boot up WoW on my machine, it takes a little while, especially when you go to zones you haven't been to before, like Dalaran or Borealis or Zuldazar, and it takes a moment for it to kind of render things in or load things in. Like, not immediately showing my character here. Getting on his mount. There we go. Alright. Let's go talk to Cyrus. What are they a paladin druid? I mean, we know paladin death knights exist. That was a thing back in Noxramas.
I've seen enough war for the both of us.
Cyrus, I like ya, but dude, you haven't seen war until you have been on Argus with me. Or any of the other Burning Legion worlds. You know, I have stories I could tell you, pal. I think my war stories as a demon hunter could trump yours. I'm just saying. I'm told that you know where to find the shipwright Dorian Atwater?
Honor guide you. Dorian Atwater.
I believe Atwater's ships were the gold standard while you were serving in my father's guard.
Hi, Jaina.
That was a long time ago, Lord Admiral. But the name does ring a bell. News from the front?
I may be able to help you find the shipwright. Now I'm starting to remember. Dorian Atwater was a very secretive builder. Their slips were famously warded against prying eyes until the vessel was complete. It made something of a stir any time one of their works was revealed. Last I heard, they retired in Stormsong Valley. I'm not certain how reliable that information is. We should head to Brennadum. It is a crossroads of sorts. If anyone knows where to find our shipwright, they will be there.
I can help you in your search. But what if our mysterious shipwright refuses your request?
I have prepared a letter in case some persuasion is required. I suggest you take it with you.
Aye, aye, Lord Admiral. Come, we'll start in Stormsong Valley, where we build every ship in the fleet.
I will do what I can.
You may read it, if you wish. It is a touch sentimental, but nothing terribly private. Thank you,
Be
Jaina.
careful who you trust.
To Dorian Atwater. Though we have never met, I spent my childhood aboard your handiwork. You built my father's flagship, the one that he sailed into battle as Grand Admiral of the Alliance. It was a vessel fit for a king. To commemorate our return to the Alliance, I plan to present King Anduin with a new Kul Tiran warship, and I ask that you be the one to build it. A new dawn awaits us on the horizon, and I would be honored to meet it aboard a ship built by Dorian Atwater. Sincerely, Lord Admiral Jaina Proudmoore.
Good day to you. Look always to the sea.
I haven't even talked to the Proudmoore Admiralty vendor since I got exalted. I just kind of went straight for the embassy to set this up. And I should, because I could go purchase a mount. Technically, I could purchase two mounts. A ground mount, which is a horse, and a flying mount, which is a griffin. And that's basically the same for all three zones. All three factions. The Order of Embers, the Storm's Wake. The ground mount is a horse, and the air mount is a griffin. And I would say that's the disappointing thing about the mounts here for getting exalted with the Alliance factions. Whereas on the Horde side, you get some kind of variation. Some. Not a whole bunch. I mean, you still get like a pterodactyl. But I'm pretty sure you don't get a hyena for getting Nazmir's Talanji's Expedition exalted. I'm sure it's one of those like blood drinker type of mount things. You guys know what
It's likely that Atwater has passed through here a time or two. Well met.
So you've got that letter? I have a feeling that we'll be needing it before long. Let's get started. I have an idea where to start, but it couldn't hurt to ask the locals. I hope that it goes without saying that you shouldn't believe everything that you hear. My people are very fond of embellishing the truth. I will meet you in the Golden Flagon when you have had the chance to ask around.
Ask around. I'll speak with the innkeeper. Old Buck never forgets a
Times
face.
were simpler once.
So you're telling me that you got dragged down to the bottom of the sea by a giant tentacle and that you're standing here to tell the tale? You believe this load of horse dung? Anyway, what can I do for you? Do you know where I can find Dorian Atwater?
We will reclaim what's ours.
Who?
Not from round here, are you?
Never seen him myself, but I've heard that Atwater once built a ship on a single day. So, say hello for me, aye? Hi, Pike.
Every hand helps.
Isn't that the name of a famous shipwright? I swear I've heard it before.
Every hand helps.
Brings down a cart from up north every couple of days or so.
Every hand helps. We will reclaim what's
The
ours.
Dorian Atwater? The famous shipwright? Designed the Kul Tiran flagship? Tall, strong, could build a boat without breaking a sweat? No idea who that is. I thought she was going to end that with, never heard of him.
Not from round here, are you?
I make the trek from Fort Dalen all the time, and we sometimes cross paths. I hope that helps. Anybody else I could talk to? Aha.
You're not from round here, are you? Well, every path has a few puddles.
I heard the old sea dog died.
Not from round here, are you?
They live out of town, somewhere in the Dead Wash, I reckon. I don't travel that way too often.
These old bones still ache for battle.
So what's the word? Along the road to Fort Dalen to the north, somewhere in the Dead Wash. I've marked a spot on your map. That seems likely. I think that you will get close. That will get you close enough. I'll report back to the Lord Admiral with what we have learned. Good luck, and I hope that our shipwright is willing.
This town's quite the rumor mill, but we've at least narrowed down our search. You're looking for a homestead somewhere in the Dead Wash. I need to return to my post now. Good luck, and don't forget the letter.
I still got it. Actually, probably should use this one. Probably scare him if he saw me coming in on a demon gloomhound. But a Teldrassil hippogriff? What's scary about this? Seriously? This is still going on? Phase that out, please. I can't stand seeing that. I wonder if this is it right here. The Atwater Stead. What is going on with all these elementals? Old Atwater. Hello?
What can I do for you, friend?
He doesn't look up from his gardening as you approach. Mind you don't step on the flowers. The wife hates that. Are you Dorian Atwater?
I'll be around if you need me. Me? Oh, tides, no. That's my wife. She's inside.
I see.
My ears still work perfectly fine, you know. Looking for a shipwright, are you? Too bad. I'm retired.
I understand, ma'am.
Let's get this over.
I have something that I think could interest you. I had my time in the public eye. I'm quite content to finish out my days in obscurity. Besides, Sal struggles with crowds. Did you summon all these elementals? I called and they came. Loads more useful than any two-legged help that I've ever had. So, are you a shaman? What's a shaman? Never mind. To me, I think that's a nice little explanation or a hint as to why, when you do unlock the Kul Tirans, you have the option to make them a shaman. So, but then again, it just made sense to me, considering how close they have been to the water and the sea, that of course they would be close to the element of water. So the idea of playing a resto shaman as a Kul Tiran just makes perfect sense to me. I have a letter for you. Oh, what's this? If I understood this correctly, the Lord Admiral of the Kul Tiran Navy wants me to come out of retirement, specifically to build a ship for the King of Stormwind. Can't say that I've had that request before. I'm getting too old for this nonsense. Go on out back and saddle Hurricane for me while I pack my things. We'll meet you at Port Fogtide. We're going to need a slip.
You'll find old Hurricane in the yard. Don't worry. He's not as wild as his name implies. Well, not quite.
Hello, Hurricane. Ooh, you're a pretty looking horse. Let's get you saddled up. Whoa, hey!
Sal!
Hey.
My tools.
Out back, dearest.
Hurricane, come on, settle down.
Get closer.
There we go.
Oh, aren't you just the sweetest little horse in the valley? Yes, you are. You know the drill, Sal. Get the cart and meet me at the lumber mill.
Be gentle with our new friend, Sweet Pea.
I'm pretty sure I can handle anything that she throws at me. I like how she's not even riding Hurricane, she's just kind of like pulling him along. Gosh, Storm Song is beautiful. Look at this place. What a gorgeous and beautiful looking zone. got a couple elementals ready to go.
Come on, out with it.
Well, this complicates things a touch. When I was younger, I hid my ships out of vanity. I often went through a number of designs before I was satisfied. I didn't want anyone to see that. It might ruin the mystique that I reasoned. Now, I think it's best to hide this ship from the likes of those tentacle-faced creeps. I don't think they intend to let us build unchallenged. Go into the port and place my wards around the main ship, or the main slip. You'll see what they do. I've spent my whole life on and around the sea. Until very recently, I feel like I've always had one foot in the water. I knew there were things best left untouched. Now they're here, in Stormsong Valley, occupying the slip. I need to build your ship. Do I really need to tell you what to do about it?
Right then.
Nope, not at all.
I'm out of
I
range.
got this.
I can't attack that target.
There's the wards. Man, that does so much damage. I love this ability. It does so much damage. Ooh.
It's too far away.
Use the fogs to cover up her work. That's right, people still come here to try and get the B mount.
The cycle continues.
Where'd you
I
come
need
from?
to get closer. Can't attack that.
You will know the truth.
Mm-hmm. Like I haven't heard that before.
Drown in the blood of the infinite.
It's too far away. I need a target.
Now where?
The stars fear our ascension.
Do you mind? I'm trying to figure out where to go next.
I'm out of range.
There we go. There's the last one.
It's too far away.
Make it quick.
All this gives me the shivers. That should give us some cover. Hopefully they stay away long enough to finish construction. Now that I have a slit to work in, I'm going to need lumber. Lots of lumber. The only lumber mill that could handle this kind of volume at such short notice would be the Algerson lumber yard outside of Borealis. I know this because I've made this exact request of them before. I will meet you there. Algerson might need a little persuasion.
All right, boys. Go on and set us up.
I do like the idea that rather than having Kul Tirans work, she just summons elementals and has them work. But she's not like, taking the approach of like a dark shaman, basically like forcing them to do her bidding or binding them to her will. She basically is like a legit shaman, like asking them for aid and helping.
Stormsong will endure.
And they're like, okay, sure.
Remember the storm song.
And when you think about it, you could probably have the elementals probably get some that work done better than Kul Tirans could. Just kind of makes sense, at least to me. You're probably looking at this sidebar over here going, oh my goodness, what's happened? Last night I participated in my guild's raid night. We were doing Heroic Nyalotha. So, yeah, I brought some things. It was basically the first time I had joined them for raid night. So, I took the approach of, I wanted to make a good first impression with them. That I wanted to be that guy who shows up. I didn't want to be the guy who shows up empty-handed the first time I get invited to that exclusive party. I wanted to be the guy who shows up and I brought some stuff for everyone, you know. Like, I brought food, I brought drinks, I brought snacks, you know, stuff like that. So, I brought some feast tables, some potions, some flasks. I was like, I brought stuff for you guys in case you need them or want them. We did beat Zinesh last night. That was a fun fight once we got the soccer part correctly. We stopped at Vexiona after a couple of wipes. It was basically just a learning run. Like, okay, let's try and learn the mechanics and such. You know, we're not here necessarily to just beat her. We're here to, you know, learn the fights as we go along. So. Oh, this way. We'll have to get back to doing the story. As you can see, the one to report to Jane. That's basically the next part of the story. I haven't even unlocked Mechagon on this character yet, and I should. Especially if I want to then be asked to participate in the Operation Mechagon dungeons and Mythic
than
Plus.
it needs to be, Maynard. Lads, there's a pile of gold and a pint of ale in it for everyone who lends me a hand.
Of course, this guy. I remember this guy. Yeah, this guy is not exactly the best of managers when it comes to this place.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I overestimated Algerson's usefulness here, but don't worry, I have a plan. Algerson is about as useful as a legless horse. We're going to need to do this ourselves. The mill is overrun with bizarre creatures. I'll handle those. You and these hearty volunteers will need to be the muscle of this operation. Don't look at me like that, Demon Hunter. It's just a little lifting. Once we have enough lumber, Sal will meet us for a pickup. Just stay close to me and focus on not dropping my wood. Yes? 4 heavy lumber and take it to the drop-off point.
And you made it sound like they didn't want to be useful.
Yeah, that guy... didn't exactly care about doing a good operation. He just cared about his money.
I need to get closer.
Lift with the legs!
Where's the drop-off point? Dorian, you didn't make it clear where the drop-off point was. I guess we're just going to collect the lumber first. Well, I see 4 piles nearby, so let's go ahead and grab them.
Focus on the wood.
I'm out of range.
I'm trying to, Dorian, but they're just getting in the way.
Don't fret, I've got you. Put your backs into it.
It's a good thing I can leap with these things on.
I'll handle this. Don't drop my lumber.
She just one-shot the thing with a lava burst. I think we don't realize how powerful of a shaman she actually is.
That'll do for now. Follow me.
Yep, right behind you. There are times like this I wish I was a Tauren.
Sal should be waiting just up this path. Doesn't look too steep.
Let's just ignore Scythian over there. If we can. Look at that. She's just wrecking them. She's really showing that she is a very, very powerful shaman. Oh my gosh, seriously. Follow Dorian to the drop-off point, and then she just stops back there. Dorian, come on! I'm dragging this. There we go, come on! Meanwhile, the others are just holding them over their shoulders. Look at those four.
Did you hear that? Just focus on the wood.
I don't have a target.
Oh!
Depths below. I hate this forest.
Yep, she's an elemental shaman.
No need to panic.
Mm-hmm. Burly.
Hello, Pumpkin.
Did you have any trouble getting these rocks to move?
Well, they were quite helpful, actually. Dearest,
What is it, Sal?
I think this lumber is haunted.
Oh boy.
Make it.
Let me guess, we're going to Drustvar. Why are you all sweaty? I mean, I just pulled 4 big things of lumber. How am I not a little sweaty? I don't much believe in ghosts or hauntings, for that matter. That said, there is something wrong with this lumber. I can feel it in my bones. They're achier than normal. I only know of one group that would know what to do, and they're reclusive, but we share a love of nature. Seek out Thornspeaker Birchgrove in Drustvar. I trust no one else with this. I believe I know him. While you are visiting Drustvar, I need you to run another errand for me. The Wright family owned a mine up near Core Lane. Years past, they supplied all the metal ore that I used to build my ships. I can't imagine that they are faring too well, based on what we have seen here. Find Chelsea Wright, the foreman's daughter, and see what they need to get another ore shipment together. Just tell her Dorian sent you.
Ha! Tides take me.
Alright. Off to Drustvar. Two different areas over here. Let's go seek. I'm pretty sure if it's the Druid that we met before, then it's the one we met in the questline to try and find where Jaina was being held by Gorak Tool. And this will be a nice little reminder about Kul Tiran Druids and why when I do unlock my Kul Tiran, she is going to be a Druid. I've already decided on that a long time ago. It's the same reason I made my Zandalari Troll a Druid. I like when they add things that are unique to the class based on something like what race you're playing. And when I saw unique druid forms for Kul Tirans and Zandalari, oh yes, 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 yes. Now, yes, I know, of course, that there are glyphs to add to that, but you can't get some of those as glyphs. You know, like you can't get a raptor travel form for the Zandalari as a glyph. That's something that's exclusive to Zandalari troll druids, which I like. Oh, yeah, I remember this guy.
Any rumors on the wind?
There's a deep rend in the balance, and it is centered on you. Curious. Ah, I see. This is the source of that wrongness that I felt. This is troubling indeed. Long have the Thorn Speakers struggled against such magics. It is a conflict as old as the Drust themselves. Gorak Tul's influence, however, has vastly shifted the balance towards that of decay and death. It corrupts what would be an ordinary curse. I believe Ulfar can correct this. Go into Gol Koval, slay our enemies, destroy their cairns, and collect their magics into this vessel. With it, Ulfar may be able to find a way to cleanse your materials.
Dabble not in the affairs of witches.
I need to get
Right, let's
close.
test it on these guys right here.
I'm out of
So there's the bear form for that's the druid bear form, and this is the druid cat form. You can already see why I'm wanting to make my Kul Tiran a druid.
It's too far away. I'm out of
Let's see if I can gather a whole bunch of them together.
It's too far
And then
away.
use my awesome ability here. Come on. Boom! Ooh, that damage! I think, where did I get this? Next rank is a level 7 in time. So if I want to upgrade this, I need to do a level 7 Mythic Plus dungeon in time to have a shot at it actually dropping.
I need to get closer.
What I'm not entirely sure on is if I have to do this as the tank spec in order for it to drop, or if it'll drop if I'm doing it as the DPS spec. Because I can tag along as a DPS in a level 7 Mythic Plus, but tanking a 7? Ooh, that's asking quite a bit, especially for a character who's only 448. I mean, I'm working on it and trying to get better at it and practice it. Last night I tanked LFR Wing 1 of Nyalotha. Just to kind of like try and get, you know, more used to the idea of the tanking mechanics of that. The concentration chills me to my bones, but it will be needed. We must hurry before the corruption can touch you. The confluence of energies around that vessel is truly disturbing. My skin crawls with the wrongfulness of it. We have reached the limit of my ability to help you. Go to Ulfar, the High Thorn Speaker. Arthur will carry you if you wish it. Only he knows enough about these ancient magics to undo the corruption that taints your materials. Go quickly. You do not want to hold that vessel longer than you must.
Steady on ahead.
Come, Martha, take me to High Thorn Speaker. Sure thing, hop on. And it's just like a druid. He goes to stag form. This is the Kul Tiran druid stag form. And he's like, hop on. You know, just like other druid players can do. That's a spooky looking bit of magic that you've got going on there. It makes my back itch. Ulfar will know what to do with it. Probably. Hold on tight. This ride is about to get a little bumpy. Now, how many of you have experienced what this is like? Like, you know, a player, teammate druid is like, hey, hop on my back in stag form, and just kind of carries you around. You're on an errand from Dorian, right? I always wanted to meet her. The Thorn Speakers tell some interesting stories. Like how she and Ulfar met. That's a good one, yeah. I'm not supposed to talk about that, though. I don't recall what the aquatic form looks like, but I'll try and see if I can show it. Anyway, I keep trying to convince Ulfar that a goat form would be amazing, but he always starts talking about dignity, and I stop listening. I like how this is a druid that's like, come on, let us do more forms. And he's like, come on. Luckily for you, I'm as sure-footed as they come. Just don't look down. Nearly there. A goat form. How many of you would love to be able to have a goat form as a druid? Here he is. There's the guy I was talking about before, Ulfar. Thanks, Arthur. Tell Ulfar that I said hello. Hi, Ulfar. Remember me?
What do you ask of the Thorn Speakers?
I recognize the power that you have brought to me. I felt it in my bark and in my bones before you created the rise. This is old magic. It has been twisted, warped. We must act quickly if we are to remain untouched by it. Tell me how I can help.
Be wary of the woods. The power you bring here is weighted heavily against life. We must tip the scales. This land is generous and strong, and its heart thrums beneath us. The balance does not move easily. But where there is death, there is also life. An inescapable cycle, as sure as the sea is vast. No creature can thwart it for long. Back, foul magic! Ah, the cycle continues. Our roots run deep in this land.
We will take what we have learned here and see what can be done about the rest of Drustvar. For now, the Just Vessel will be of use to you and Dorian. Give her my regards. She is an ally to the Thorn Speakers, always.
I have culled the corruption within the vessel. The Thorn Speakers will journey to Stormsong and begin the work of cleansing your lumber.
Thank you. Now let's go find Chelsea. You know, moments like that, it reminds me why it's so fun to play through this game as a druid. Just awesome moments like that. And there's various moments throughout the game. All right now, Magni. There's various moments through that, especially in Legion, of course, with the whole Class Order Hall campaigns, where it was just awesome to have these really, really cool moments that had to do with, you know, your class, and of course the history, because of course, you know, Druids in Warcraft, you know, has such a huge, long history. So much lore behind them. It's really great. Hi? Ah, my keys!
You mind your business, and I'll mind mine.
Boy, am I glad to see you. I thought that beast was going to eat me alive. Oh, you must be the person that Dorian sent to collect the ore. I got a message a short while ago requesting a rather large shipment, which in itself is a feat given the state of this place. I was on my way to our storehouse when that beast cornered me. It took my keys. I can't get you that shipment without them. Find out where that mongrel took them and bring them back. Let it be known that I wouldn't do this for anyone else.
This land is cursed.
Oh my gosh. You. Seriously, how... I hate you for bringing me back through this area. No. 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 Anywhere but here. Not this place. No. No. Not the place infested with giant spiders. No. No. They're rooting me with their webs. No. Die. Die. Get back here. Oh, no. The tea party again? Hi? It stares blankly at you. It sniffs the keys. The wicker beast gently nudges the dog's body with its snout. Aww. Princess. Oh, that's so sad. Oh. The creature whines plaintively and moves to your side. It gives a hopeful twitch of its bony tail. Oh. Wait a minute. Is this... Wait a minute. Do you see that? What it's wearing? Did this used to be a person? Is that what happened? Did this used to be a person? It got changed and it's trying to, like, you know, basically help me change it back? Oh, no.
It's too far away.
I'll never step foot in this mine again. I don't blame you guys at all. Get out of here and never come back. I wish I could do the same. A worn collar, a bone, and a toy. Yes, take care of those spiders for me. They're all yours. Hold on, Chelsea, hold on. Something's up with... Yeah, there's something different about this creature.
Mainlander, eh?
Oh, tides below, no! I don't know how this happened or why, but I know this beast. I've unlocked our storage chest. Thank you so much. Tell Dorian that she can call upon us at any time.
Even rotten crops regrow.
Princess? Is that you? By the tides, it really is you. Thank you so much. So, that ritual basically turned that little dog princess into this thing? Oh, gosh. Oh, that's so sad. But at least they're reunited. A note is affixed to the chest. It reads, Dorian, the mine has been in a bad way of late, but you will be glad to know that our standards remain as high as ever. Give Sal our best. Chelsea W. Wright and Company. What? Bound Sky? Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm back in Legion as a shaman when the elemental was like, Thrall wishes to speak with you. It has a piece of parchment whipping around madly inside its tornado. It's... The elemental ejects the page into your face. Ow! Did you have to throw the page in my face? Return to Dorian. And then it teleports with a bolt of lightning. You know, there are times I get reminded why I love, why I love playing a shaman. Why a shaman has been my main for a long time. It's because of stuff like that. The class fantasy of it is just so great. But then again, that's the case with many of the classes in this game. The only time that wasn't the case was in Legion for the warriors, because they didn't really do anything for the class fantasy of the warrior, other than the class hall mount quest, where you got to fight other great warriors to win the mount. But other than that, it was focused on Odin and the Vrykul instead of, warriors. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just compare that to some of the other order halls, the other order halls like the Paladin, where you got back to Lightsoap Chapel, and many named Paladin from the history of WoW, going back to Vanilla, were there to see you take the place of Tyrion Forging as the new High Lord of the Silver Hand, while also becoming the new wielder of the Ashbringer. That was awesome. That really played into the fantasy of you playing as a paladin and seeing all these notable named paladins from the history of the game there to acknowledge you and say that they would follow your lead. And that was so cool. That was great. I loved that about some of the other order halls, including the paladin. The warrior had none of that. I'm not a warrior main. I do have a warrior, but I felt bad for warrior mains. I know someone who has been a warrior main since Vanilla, and he hated the warrior order hall in Legion. He hated it. I just realized I'm going the wrong way. It automatically defaults to the waypoint for that quest I haven't done yet, to go speak to Jaina at Proudmoore Keep. There we go. We gotta go back to Storm Song. There were some other great ones as well. I mean, I mentioned earlier the Druids. The whole thing with, going to Val'sharah, trying to help cleanse the Nightmare. They were basically the only class that had a quest to go into the Emerald Nightmare and defeat Xavius, because of how intrinsically tied it was to the Druid Order Hall, as well as the storyline for Val'sharah, And looking back on it, how important was that, especially with our encounter with Il'gynoth, considering what's going on now with Ny'alotha, right? I also think of, other orders like the Warlock, basically getting a seat on the Council of the Black Harvest, basically trying to thwart the Legion's efforts by, binding some of their highest ranked demons to your will to serve you instead. You know, taking one of the worlds from the Legion as your own new order hall. That was so Warlock. It was so great. And then, of course, do I even need to go into the stuff with the Death Knights and how amazing that was? Looks like she's already working on that ship there. Huh. Look at that. I can never remember the name of this ability. Effluence, I think? I think it's called Effluence. You know, the ground AoE heals that Resto Druids have. I love that he's constantly casting that these guys are constantly casting that to try and help deal with the taint in this lumber. Hey, Jaina.
Let's get this over with.
I see that my little helper found you just fine. I'm not fond of nobles sticking their nose in my work before it's finished. Deal with this. Oh, it's okay.
On my day's end. Sooner, if you stay out of my way.
That quickly? How is that possible?
I make it a point not to share my methods, Lord Admiral.
She's just a tad shy, ma'am. Pay her no mind. Oh, would you like some warm milk while you wait?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Sal, that was nice of you to offer, but it was also a little creepy. The way you said that. Would you like some warm milk? Oh, well, settle down there, Sal.
What would you ask the Daughter of the Sea?
If Dorian really can build this ship before the day is out, we need to find a crew for the new vessel. This crew should represent the best of Kul Tiran society, the highest naval prowess and the faith of our people as we present this gift to Anduin. I have a captain in mind, but you'll want to speak to him yourself. I'll let him decide who else that he wants aboard. Seek out my brother, Tandred Proudmoore. In Borealis, he will help you fill out the ranks from there.
I know what must...
Nice choice. I think Tandred would actually be an excellent captain for this ship. I mean, think about it. How long did he have to stay captain of that fleet while they were basically imprisoned? Or, here's something I actually don't think I've ever received clarification on. Were they just stuck out there and just, like, waiting for time to pass while they were stuck? Or was, like, time frozen for them while they were trapped? Because if they were stuck out there with time trapped, then they probably would not have aged, and it would have been instantaneous that they were all of a sudden back in Borealis Harbor. But if they knew that they were stuck out there for a length of time imprisoned, did they age? Were they aware of what was going on? Were they, you know, stuff like that? But my point is that if they were stuck out there for a period of time and they knew it and no time wasn't frozen, that time did pass, and Tandred still maintained proper leadership and command of that fleet out there, then that to me speaks volumes of his capability as a leader, as a fleet captain, a ship captain, to try and, you know, prevent mutinies and such, to have them all ready to go and keep the ships maintained and, you know, all that. To me, that speaks volumes of how excellent of a choice Tandred is as a captain. Let's see, where is he? There he is. Hello, Tandred.
We stand strong together.
He stares out over the city and he fails to notice your approach. Think about how long he had to go without seeing his home. If I was him, I would probably stand out here and just stare at it for a long time, you know, considering where the position he was in. Jaina sent me to speak with you.
May the seas guide you home. Aye, I was just thinking on her request. I've a few in mind, but some of them might take more convincing than others. Brother Pike is currently here in Boralis. He's my first choice for a Tide Sage. No ship sails without one. For my master gunner, I'll have none other than Lieutenant Taranfold. He should still be stationed at Vigil Hill. Meet me at Outrigger Post, where we can find the rest of our crew.
Well, I know where Pike is. At least I think so. He's like in 3 or 4 different places. But usually Pike is like right in here, where the Proud Morality Emissary is. But maybe he's actually over here. Yep, apparently he is.
I am listening.
Tandred Proudmoore is putting together a crew, and he needs a Tide Sage. Are you interested?
Do not forget the fallen. It has been too long since I have stood upon the seas. The legacy of the Tide Sages has been tainted, but perhaps I can help rebuild it. Besides, how could I refuse the Lord Admiral's brother?
Huh. Let's see. All the way down at Vigil Hill. And of course, there's Jaina down there waiting for me to do this next portion of the quest. You know, it's my one regret that I've been fortunate to show you guys the majority of these Allied Race quests. My one regret is that I didn't realize that these were one time only when I did the Nightborn quest, because I thought that was a pretty darn good quest, and it really showed why they ended up joining and why their relations with the Blood Elves were so good, especially after the events of Suramar. And it was kind of important. So I'm very unfortunate, sad that I will not be able to show that to you on camera because it was a one-time only thing. Hey, you remember Taranfold, right?
Ahoy!
Where are they getting all these pirates? What do you need? Tandred Proudmoore is putting together a crew, and he needs a master gunner. Are you interested?
Gale sharp and anchor steady.
And leave this gate undefended? You've been taking potshots at pirates for a while now, sir. We're more than capable of holding the hill. Point taken. All right, lads and lasses. Looks like I'm off to sea. Oh, I was like, what's this over here? Oh, that's all it is. That's all it is. Alright, so now we're heading over to Angle Point. Probably to get the Outriggers. You remember them, right? The ones who are more than eager to face the Kraken. You know what? The more I think about it, I'm glad that over time, the appreciation for the performance of, the actor's name who played Davy Jones in the Pirates movies has gotten, stronger over time. When those movies first came out, I know some people were kind of like, making fun of it, and, especially the appearance, like, whoa, this guy with the octopus on his face and such. But over time, people have really come to enjoy and appreciate his performance in those movies, because he did a very good job, especially when you watch some of the behind the scenes stuff of what he did with the character and the acting and such. And when you see, like, for example, the Underworld movies are but his performance as Victor was really great. Like, he has just done such a great job. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Hey, Rosalind. I figured that she was going to be the one I talked to because, of course, she was the one who was like, yeah, let's get that cracking.
What now?
Good day, Mainlander. What can the Outriggers do for you? Come to harpoons and peace? Actually, Tangred Proudmoore is putting together a crew, and he needs a first mate. Are you interested?
I've got monsters to kill. You want me to be your what?
I know how it sounds, but I need a first mate I can count on. And that means you.
You expect me to be flattered? I'm a captain. The Outriggers are my crew.
They'll still be your crew. I want all of you on my ship when we set sail under the Alliance's flag.
The Alliance? Does that mean we'll be giving the Horde some payback?
Well, I would assume so.
Ugh.
Yes.
Lead with that next time, Captain.
Rosalind.
Excellent. I couldn't ask for a finer crew. Pack up and follow me. There's someone else I want to recruit. Meet me at Port Fogtide once you've spoken to everyone.
I'm going to have a talk with Rosalind about how right now they're... right now, fighting the Horde when we have N'Zoth and such to face is a bad idea. And Anduin would be like, no, we have a peace with them now. No more fighting the Horde. We're fighting N'Zoth together. Period. But this is, of course, one of the big points that's being made. I saw the cutscene. I haven't gotten shown on camera yet. But there's supposed to be a cutscene that plays, I think, maybe after you do the raid, where once N'Zoth and such is dealt with, that both the Horde and the Alliance have separate scenes where they are talking about how they have agreed to a peace with each other. And Anduin is explaining it to the Alliance leaders, and they're okay with it for the most part, except for Tyrande and Greymane. They basically say, Tyrande basically goes, no, I will not accept this until this is signed with the Banshee's blood for what she has done to Teldrassil. And Greymane basically is like, it's only going to be a matter of time before they eventually just march, sound the drums of war again, and, come after us again. Like, he's like basically saying there's no possible way that they would actually honor this, that they'll just eventually come after us again. Like, he just thinks it's just a given, that there's no possibility that they could actually accept a peace with the Alliance. And to me, that just speaks to, to Greymane and his perception of them. Even with Sylvanas gone, he thinks the Horde's just, they're just a bunch of monsters and animals, and they'll just eventually attack us again. And I like that Anduin still held his ground, regardless of this. But based on what the writers and developers have been saying, I'm sure they'll come up with a way for war to be broken out between them again, because you can't have Warcraft without Horde versus Alliance. I hate that so much. Goes back to some of the stuff like in Wrath, where we were literally fighting each other in Icecrown Citadel. One of the stupidest things I've ever seen.
Name a better bosun and I'll take them instead. You wanted the best. You are the best.
Wait, he wants... He wants Dorian as his boatswain.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I do not like the way this young man is looking at me. Well, you heard the man.
Move along now. I'm retired.
How can you build something this magnificent and not want to sail it into the sunset? She's beautiful.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Not a chance.
I can mind the house, dear. Go on, have an adventure.
Fine, but you'll be getting an earful if you damage my ship.
I'm pretty sure Tangent would never want any damage to come to that beauty over there. I assume that's the ship that she made over there just now. She's like, alright, it's done. Whew. That's a beauty of a ship over there. Man, look at that thing. Whew. Yeah, no, Tangent is like, no, I don't want any harm to come to that. Oh, hello. Hello, Madam Catherine.
I have no time for idle chatter.
The time for dreaming is over.
This is a fine group that you've assembled. Very well done. Dorian certainly lives up to her reputation. This magnificent vessel is complete, and now it has a crew. 2 pieces remain. First, we must give the ship a name. And then it falls to Brother Pike to bless this vessel. As is tradition, a Tide Sage's blessings fortifies the ship against storms and encourages fair weather and smooth seas. It is as much ceremonial as it is practical. Once that is done, we will set sail for Stormwind. Choose a name and then witness Brother Pike's blessing.
She needs a name, as all great ships do. Any suggestions?
Anduin's Wrath. The Horde will learn to fear her.
She seems like a dawn sailor to me.
The Alliance is fond of its lions. How does Lionheart sound?
Tiffin's Melody.
That is beautiful, Mother. They all have merit. The choice is yours, champion.
Huh. I get to choose the name.
Will not be easy.
I'm not choosing Anduin's Wrath. I'm making that very clear. I'm not too fond of Dawn Sailor. I'm torn between Tiffin's Melody and Lionheart. Just a reminder, for those of you who don't know who Tiffin is, Tiffin was Varian Wrynn's wife, Anduin's mother. She died back during the events of... It was either during Vanilla or it was before Vanilla. It was kind of a lead up into what was going on in Vanilla with the Defias and Lady Prestor, who was Onyxia. So that's why she brought up Tiffin there. And it would be sweet to let Anduin know that we named the ship after his mother. But I do like the name Lionheart, because that also does kind of like refer to, when you think about it, Varian. So when you think about it, we could either name the ship after Anduin's mother, or we could name the ship after his Anduin's father, Varian. You know, as sweet as it would be to name it Tiffin's Melody, I think Lionheart would be a little bit more symbolic in a number of ways, especially with it being, you know, a reference to the heart of the Alliance and some of the things that does make the Alliance good. So I'm gonna go with the Lionheart.
The Lionheart. Well chosen. Brother Pike, will you do the honors?
Let us see this done.
Storm above and tides below, hear us now. Breathe strength into our sails and guard us against the crushing depths. Let this vessel be one with a vast ocean, and us with her. Sea to sea, storm to storm. Tide to tide!
Okay, that was cool. That was pretty awesome. Oh, yes. And I'm at the wheel, yes. Arr, yes. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I'm not a pirate. That was Ashvane. Sorry. I got a little carried away. I feel like Jack Sparrow at the wheel of the Black Pearl. When they say the Black Pearl is yours, and I'm just like, yes. It is my ship, yes. Sorry. Got a little caught up in the moment.
Lies before us.
It has been so long since I have seen such a rite performed. I was only a child. It means a great deal to me to have had your help in this. Thank you. It's time for her maiden voyage. This aptly named vessel will carry us and her crew across the vast sea to Stormwind Harbor. There we will meet Anduin, and I will seal the pact that we made so many moons ago. Kul Tirans will stand with the Alliance so long as I am Lord Admiral. Thank you for your assistance in this endeavor. We will be unlocking the Kul Tirans as an allied race and receiving the Kul Tiran Charger. Which is a very nicely dressed and armored up horse. Yes. It's a shame that because she'll be a druid, she may not ride it all that often. But anyways.
We all have our ghosts.
Ah, yes, I get to sail the ship. They are going to let me sail the ship. Take the helm. Yes, Lord Admiral. They sing the sea shanties the whole way, just like in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. That was part of the fun of sailing the ships, or the ship in Black Flag, was hearing the crew sing the shanties. Away. I was like, why couldn't I jump? There we go.
When you asked to meet me at the harbor, I had no idea what you had in mind. This is incredible.
Look who all is here.
And the Alliance once shared a bond of friendship. Now both of our peoples will see that bond reforged.
I can think of no grander gesture, Lord Admiral. What is her name?
The Lionheart.
May she be as steadfast as my father.
She is yours to command, as is her crew. They will serve you on behalf of Kul Tirans.
Thank you. I welcome all of you to the Alliance.
That's another reason I chose the Lionheart as the name. I liked Varian. You know, at least by the time we got to Legion. I hated the way he was in Wrath, but by the time we got to Legion, Varian was awesome. I really liked Varian. And I was sad when he died at the Broken Shore. Even as someone who mainly plays Horde, I was sad to see Varian die, and I thought he was awesome. The way he gave his life to to save his people, that was awesome. So yeah, that's another reason. I thought naming the ship after Varian was very appropriate. But I want you to take note of everyone who is here. Velen, Malfurion, Tyrande, Asa, Umbric, Shaw, Greymane, Falstad, Muradin, Moira, Illyria, Turalian, and Faria. Even Faria is here for this. You guys remember her, right, from Argus? She was basically like a light-forged version of a Dragoon from Final Fantasy. And that's awesome. That was awesome. The way she would just come crashing down on that demon when we first met her, saying, "Not today, monster!" That was so great. Like, even Illyria and Turalian are here for this. And Muradin. We've hardly seen Muradin at all. He's, like, mainly been either in the Warfronts or at Ironforge. So it's just cool to see, like, all of them actually here. Because this is kind of a rare occasion when you see every one of the notable leaders of the Alliance here. I still feel the need to kind of go over and slap both Greymane and Tyrande, but it's also great to see Velen. Because I've been like, Velen, where have you been? Talk some sense into these people. Anyways.
Sometimes we must fight for what we believe in.
I'm curious as to what Anduin would have said had I named the ship Tiffin's Melody, knowing that we named it after his mother. I'll bet you can find all the different reactions to what you named the ship online. I accept this gesture in the spirit in which it was made. The Kul Tirans have been valuable allies, and now we have a physical manifestation of that bond. I thank you for your continued support of the Alliance. We continue to grow with your aid.
Safe journey to you.
Alright. No. Target not in line of sight. No path available. Gosh, I hate that. Blizzard, get rid of that. That is so stupid. So, is it now going to permanently be there this whole time for my character because I unlocked them? Probably. Alright. And now, it's time to finally make a Kul Tiran. Alright. So, the Kul Tirans. Let me just say right now, I can't stand the male models. No, she's gonna be a female. The models for the females are much more tolerable, and some of them can actually look kind of cute. So, let's talk about it in terms of gameplay. I mentioned the racial stuff here. You know, you can be able to smash your opponent, stunning them and knocking them back. Good for if you want to play a tank class, more than likely. It's like an extra nice tank ability. More versatility and heals a portion of the damage that you take. Swims faster and holds breath longer underwater. Very, makes a lot of sense considering their connection to the sea. Skills in all professions are increased and resistant to both frost and nature damage. So, you can be either a warrior. You cannot be a paladin. I guess they didn't have any connection to the light out there. You can be a hunter, and your starting pet would be an eagle. Interesting choice. You can be a rogue. So you can be a Kul Tiran rogue, still can't be a Tauren rogue. Just saying. Can you be a High Mountain? Oh my gosh, nope. High Mountain Taurens also cannot be rogues. You can be a priest. You can be a shaman. Very sense-making. Look at the totem there. You know, Resto Shaman. Kul Tiran makes a lot of sense. You can be a mage. You cannot be a warlock. Interesting. You could be a monk if you wanted. You can be a druid. Or, now if you pre-ordered Shadowlands, you can be a Death Knight. Yes. Now, she's going to be a druid. So, I'm going to take a moment to create her, and then we will return to see the opening of the Kul Tiran stuff. Stay tuned.
Every Kul Tiran shares a bond with the sea. From the tides we draw our strength, our courage. For a time, we let fear and distrust divide us. Lost in a storm of doubt, we forgot what it meant to stand as one people, as one family. Today, Kul Tiran proudly flies the Alliance flag once more. Whatever awaits us on the horizon, we will face it together.
And right off the bat, they show you the Boomkin form. Yes, this is the Moonkin form for the Kul Tiran Druid. I will say... Okay, I sort of like this a bit more than the regular one. For those who don't know, I hate the regular boomkin form. I hate the fat chicken thing. I hate it. However, this is a nice little unique twist on it. You know, it's kind of skeletal with the branches, you know, and such with the, you know, it looks kind of different. So, I'm sort of okay with this, though I wouldn't be surprised if I end up using the glyph later on to make this more astral. Of course, as I said, this is the bear form. Just like Ulfar. Here's the cat form. I can't show you the travel form indoors, but anyways. Lord Catherine Padmore. Thank you for meeting with me. I need representatives to go to Stormwind to represent our loyalty and commitment to our newly forged bond with the Alliance. I've had Ivia and her magi prepare a portal to the city for you in the Sanctum of the Sages. Once there, go to the Stormwind Embassy and meet with Ambassador Morgard. You will face many challenges on the long journey ahead. Oh, sorry. Remember where you came from and make your people proud. Take the portal to Stormwind and the Sanctum. We get a letter from Anduin and the tabard of the Kul Tirans. So, this is something I was curious about. So, the other day when we made our Volpera, we didn't get any letter because, well, there is no war chief anymore. There's no Sylvana saying, I expect you to obey. Of course, as Alliance, we still get a letter from Anduin because Anduin is not Sylvanas. He's not demanding you obey him. He's welcoming you.
Ask no We Kul Tirans have always been an adventurous people. I have no doubt that your deeds will bring glory to the Alliance and pride to Kul Tiras. Please give my regards to the king. And wherever the winds take you, look always to the sea.
Give me just a moment. There we go. Let me get this pop-up out of the way. Alright. There we go. I always go with nature's balance. It's nice to be able to have it just default to 50, 50, Astral Power as a balanced druid. So here's the racial haymaker. I could see this if I'm ever tanking as a guardian druid. So let's look at the actual things here. So there's the racial haymaker. Increases versatility by 1%. When you take damage, you heal for 2% of that damage of that amount over 4 seconds. I gotta say, that's another great passive if you're going to be tanking. You take damage and you heal for a portion of that. That's not bad. This is kind of irrelevant because as a druid, you of course get aquatic form, so it doesn't really matter because you don't have to hold your breath for longer. Now, being able to swim faster, that's nice. That's very nice. Common. I like that they basically took the Star Wars reference of just referring to it as common or even basic. And 1%. It's always 1%. So. Anyways. Hold on. There we go. I don't have that many titles for starting characters, but as far as what I have available, I used to go with the Patient, just because that's just how I naturally am. But being able to have the title of an Ambassador, I really like. Hello. Hello, doggy. Aww.
King's honor, friend.
Ah, there you are. You must be Papaneeks. We've been expecting you. Welcome to Stormwind, Kul Tiran. King Anduin Wrynn invites you to explore our fair city. Since you hail from Kul Tiras, might I suggest visiting our lovely docks? They are home to our majestic fleet. I would be shocked if you were not impressed. Ah, but that can wait. An emissary of Kul Tiras is standing by to tell you of adventures that await beyond the city walls. Have a pleasant stay.
Go with honor, friend.
Welcome, friend. I am King Anduin Wrynn. As a new member of the Alliance, I wish to greet you personally. These are troubled times for Azeroth. In the days to come, you will face many trials, fight many foes. Know that you are never alone against the darkness, for the Alliance stands with you. I look forward to hearing of your progress. Something tells me we will speak again soon.
Let's look at the mount. There it is. That's a nice looking horse. Alright, so hold on. Let's look at our aquatic form. This is our stag form. Huh. So it's a seal, and we have long tusks. So we're kind of like a walrus. Huh. With straps on there. It's not bad. It still doesn't top the one for the Zandalari trolls, in my opinion, where you're basically a shark, which is amazing. But it's still a unique aquatic form compared to, other, races that can be druids, like Worgens, Night Elves, Tauren, Trolls, where they're all basically the same except a different color. At least this one has a unique look to it, so... Oh.
Good day to you.
Wherever you venture, know that Kul Tiran is behind you.
Always loyal.
This is my first time outside of Kul Tiran. I'm gonna go check out the docks. Safe travels, Papaneeks. And with that, that is the Kul Tiran questline to unlock them, and what it looks like when you unlock a Kul Tiran and make one. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.